It's got to be one of the sons in line to get the company, but he ain't.
I mean, I would hope he wouldn't get the company. Child, let's move forward, because if Cookie don't get the damn company, the son that he can't stand should get it, y'all. What's going on? I'm trying to hop in here and talk about Empire. Listen, I'm a little extra fucking emotional right now about the last motherfucking shit, because I have issue. My whole theory, and I'm just gonna say this shit now, that motherfucker, so you beat him and all of that, and you try to beat him down and this and that and other and tear him down and treat him like that. I wish a motherfucker would. I don't have the energy. Listen, that is the one thing that will get Brittany and Brent's daddy's head bashed in within an inch of his motherfucking life, if he had it left. I'd be more than happy to go because of that. It's simple as that. Motherfucker. You know, not that that's the issue, but I'm just saying, I just feel some kind of motherfucking way. But let's go ahead, let's move forward into this. And I feel some kind of motherfucking way, even though I know that, you know, and I've kind of looked and did some research that the young man, one of the writers or whatever, you know, the whole issue that went on with him being thrown in the garbage and this and that and other is some shit. What is that? Is that her? Mm-hmm. It's some shit that happened to him, which is, oh God, it's just I just can't imagine no shit like that, you know. And I found myself feeling some kind of way about the pumps and the sissies and shit that's being said on here, because, you know, although I know, and you know, I just feel some kind of motherfucking way, you know. And I said that only to let y'all know, excuse me, the words that I feel some kind of way about. I just feel some kind of way, and I know that this side of it needs to be told, and maybe after this bullshit is on, maybe we can get some of these closet queens up out the closet and maybe they can live their truth. I don't know, but I know that I feel some kind of fucking way. Now let's get into this. No, I didn't talk about last week, and we just gonna, you know, smooth past that. Yes, I do know that the FBI agents is in it, and apparently Cookie's supposed to get some information, and I'm thinking, just moving into this one, that she's supposed to be getting some information on Lucious' ass. Come to find out, it's New York Undercover. It's who she needs. I believe that's who it is. You know, what the fuck he done, and I knew his ass was skinning and grinning for some reason. Yo motherfucking ass, what the hell you done, and you seem to be okay. And y'all, I don't believe Lucious drove himself there to go kill Mookie or whatever his name was. I believe he was in that motherfucking car. But anyway, moving forward, so you know, they gonna plan a funeral. Lucious gonna plan the shit and this, that, and other, and just, y'all, I'm all over. So deal with that shit. Talking about Miss Cookie goes in there, honey, and says, what are you gonna do about this funeral and this and that and other. He's like, he got something planned, blah blah blah, this and that and other, you know. And she's like, but I would like to know, because that is my cousin, my real cousin, you know what I'm saying. He's like, I got something planned or whatever. And I'm thinking the whole motherfucking time, bitch, you shot him in his motherfucking eye, point blank. It really? Ugh. Anyway, meanwhile, in the midst of that, while that shit's going on, and we know from last episode, we'll just bounce back and forth, because now Citibay knows that he's sick with what he's sick with. And I don't give a fuck. Every now and again, it seems like they want to kind of put one little, you know, I guess somewhat human-like thing to Lucious. I ain't bad that shit. Fuck Lucious. May he shake the motherfucking devil. Okay? And I am talking about the character. Because he's just horrible. And even worse than him is that motherfucking bitch he's married to. Girl, you gonna keep on, and you got somebody following her, checking her, bitch. You not doing that because you scared she gonna do something to him, bitch. You doing that because you scared he's still peeking at her. Because he had that pussy longer than he done had your pussy, bitch. However, like last episode when you talked about you young and this and that and other, honey, girl, good pussy ain't got no age on it. Anywho. Okay. Now, so let's go to the damn funeral. Why the fuck was Lucious sitting up there like he's the deacon of the church in the white suit and shit? And even before we get there, Miss Cookie and Miss Honey Cabbage that was on Why Did I Get Married, Honey? They was wearing the shit out of them hats. She's out there talking to her, and eventually she asked about this guy who used to write songs because she feels like her son that she's working with, you know, he really needs a good songwriter. You know what I'm saying? So she wants to find him, and I'm kind of like, who is it? And then I had to remember it was going to be Cuba Downing Jr. or whatever coming in and shit. And I'm like, there he is in them motherfucking nut-hugging ass-grabbing jeans, honey. Because he keep a nut in each pocket with them tight-ass jeans. He going to give you tight jeans, honey. He going to let you know what he's working with, whether you ask or not. But it's good to see him. You know, one of the best things about this, you know, is that just the cast is good to see black. You know what I'm saying? Just a show like that. But with that being said, y'all, it is hard for me to embrace the fact that this is a show that on Fox. And I know it's some shade involved. And y'all put the video up for this hair, this 30-inch jacket. Honey, y'all see I'm still struggling with it. Anywho, y'all, okay. So she's like, find him. And while she's there, she sees somebody used to have a song. Apparently, he's cracked out or whatever. She was like, girl, after so-and-so left, and that's when he came in, she wanted to know where he was at. She was like, girl, he disappeared after he did, you know, and ain't nobody seen him, honey. So they go in, and the whole shit's going on. And you heard, I guess, Lucious in his head. Now, y'all, was he up there really saying, and let me stop hollering, y'all, because this damn shit'll be all off kilter, the damn mic and shit. Was he saying that he was an unsavory character, he was this and he was that, you know? Meanwhile, was he really saying that? And it was, at first it was like it was in his head, but he was really saying it. And who the hell would say some shit like that at somebody's funeral? You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like, well, she hoed all her life. You know, Johns and Dicks was all she knew. With her family sitting out there and the whole Ursha board. And anywho, he's sitting up there playing a role, acting like he's crying, and I'm wanting to snatch him through the TV screen. I'm looking for Cookie to see how she's feeling. I'm wondering when she gonna put her eye on his ass and be like, you know, your ass done did something. You know, so they have that whole thing. They put him away. And of course he had to be up there. And then him and his woman come through and like they walking the red carpet, honey, going to see this man's body and what your husband done killed. That was his good friend. But let's move forward. I can't take it. What else? Let me see. Okay. So, just kind of backtracking, this maybe before, after, whatever. It's all kind of jumbled up for me because, like I said, I'm in my damn feelings about how he was treating his son, y'all. Oh, I'm in my feelings. She, apparently, and as we know, his wife is having her check. She goes, shows it to him with this private eye or whatever. Well, she's meeting with this one and it looked like, you know what I'm saying, it's like that's the police or whatever. Meanwhile, Miss Cookie gets in the car, honey, the FBI lady's like, look, you know, telling her this and that and other, and she's like, we can't have you blow this. You know what I'm saying? We trying to get old dude. And this is when we find out exactly who they trying to get, and that's how she got out. You get what I'm saying? Because, what the hell? Okay. So I'm like, now how they gonna get out of this shit? Because this old bitch, she got the damn pictures anyway. Child, next thing I know, she's in the damn room and she's sitting next to her. And I'm like, well, honey, that blows the whole cover. And she's like, and the next time you late, you piss dirty or whatever you do, you know, you going back and this and that and other. And so she done played it like she's her parole officer or whatever. And he comes in and sees it, and, you know, he'd already seen the pictures of this and that and other. He's like, when you gonna lock up again and this and that and other. And the third. And y'all know he went crazy and went off at the damn, wake and shit. And then he want to try to apologize to her. And she's like, get your damn hands off of me. While the woman that went to go use the bathroom, whatever, he's like, look, I want to invite you. I'm inviting the family to the house or whatever. And she was like, my sons are invited, but I'm not invited. And he's like, I'm inviting you. But you know he's doing it for an ornery ass reason with his low down ass. And then he gonna try to touch her child. No, honey, you gave up the rights to that when you had her to go and do that time for your ass. You got little Miss Muffet over there sitting on her what cookies started tuppet, eating cookies, curds and waves. Okay, moving forward, honey. And then that brings me to when the guys came that was from France or whatever. They talking and Cookie's like, honey, I started this. And she's doing it. I'm like, oh, Lord, Cookie, you can't do it like that, baby. You got to be, more business-like, baby, about it. She don't a bit more know what they saying than the man in the moon. Here come little Miss Muffet. Oh, bonjour, all of that. And then she gonna say, well, she's here from jail. Well, oodie poo-poo to you too, bitch. Moving forward. Okay, so we have that. And then, y'all, somewhere in the middle of this, the crazy ass son, he's the one that's got a couple of people living in his head, and he's apparently also bipolar or whatever. Him and his wife, he's in the room, and they kind of talking, and she walks up on him, and some shit's being said, but I'm trying to figure out what the fuck. And then next thing you know, honey, he got her to bend her over, and she's doing the hair so he can get the neck. Y'all know the like, quit playing. Sticking the ass out even further. I can't. Okay, y'all know. Just shut up and don't act like you don't know, because you know, ladies. Anywho, and I'm like, what name did he call her? And this and that. I'm trying to hear, because Brittany got the music going on, and I'm like, well, did she used to be like it too? And she's like, call me this name or something. I'm like, maybe she's the reason why he's like that. Anywho, moving forward. Now, let me backtrack a little bit, because I want to go back to when Cookie went to go and meet up with Cuba and his nuts. And she gets out and she's like, oh, Lord, the shit and this and that and other, honey. And I've been just that way. I wouldn't have been walking like that. But shit, I wouldn't even want my wheelchair to have no motherfucking pig shit and horse shit and all that shit on it. And she talks to him, and you see when he sees her, he's kind of like, Cookie, bring that thing over here. And he's looking at her all seductive, and she's like, hey, I mean, y'all, this is me in my head. And instantly that was somebody she could have been with. And then later on he says, he mentions that he always cared about her, and she was like, I want you to do a song for me. He said he don't do that anymore, and it's a shame, and Lucious is a rat, and he should have never let you go up there, and if you was my woman. And I'm like, where girl, I'm like, and she's kind of playing it like, nah, he done told her, honey, your skin is so soft and smooth, honey. Is that shea butter? Is that cocoa butter? Unrefined butter, honey? Is that Bath and Body Works 75% off deal? Whatever. And she's just kind of sitting there like, let's get to what we hear about, honey. When I know in her head, she's like, I came here without drawers on. We can just, I know, y'all, just in my head, this is the whole shit I'm having in my head, okay? Okay, and it don't make it no better, honey, that I'm getting ready to really get into this. I just gotta add it. Forbidden seduction. Okay, we're gonna move forward. Alright. Okay. So they have that, and he's like, I'm not doing it. I'm trying to keep these kids out of trouble, and this is what I'm doing. And he just basically, I guess he's like, so they won't be like, he said, so they won't end up like us. She gets ready to leave, and he's like, I'll sing you a song. It was like, it was their song, and a song that he had done for her. Now, y'all know they'd been all over the place showing different scenes and this and that and other. And when they were showing where the dude who got killed, how he told them to get up and get out of there when somebody was getting ready to run in or whatever, how he was looking out for her, and how they was. Okay. So she goes to the son's house, get the song, and she's in there like, yes, honey, that's my song. Yes, you ain't listen, honey, you don't hear it. You know what I'm saying? Only the things that she's going to hear in her head, because she know that this song is about her, about a man who wants a woman that he loves, that don't love him like that loves somebody else. And this piece of her, you know, and she's like, wait a minute. That's it right there. Okay. And I'm like, girl, come on, chop, get back. Her son's like, that's kind of old. And she was like, it's something there. Now, then they go to the scene where Lucious was supposed to do it. She kissed him on the cheek and she had a nice salt and pepper bob. I'm like, okay. He just wouldn't do it. But I'm assuming then that he knew that the dude who wrote it wanted her. Because it seems to me like Miss Cookie was a hot commodity, honey. She was that girl. Okay. So moving on along, we're going to go off it, and she's like, we're going to make this into something. Now, you know she was invited to the house so she can go for the family shindig, honey. She done went in there and sat in that woman's seat. And she said, honey, this is for one day, honey. Go on down there. Be a good little girl and sit next to daddy. I said, now see, Cookie, girl, you came to play, baby. She gets up. She's down there doing, the wife goes down there, and he says, come on down here, baby, just for one day. Oh, Jesus. Oh, Lord. Just for one day. So it's time to pray now. Little Miss Muppet, they just want to go to eat. They ain't going to pray, honey. She just want to be a devil and just don't even pray. Cookie gets up and says, Lord, in all your many blessings, thank you for bringing us together, because this is all I ever wanted. And you know that one son, he didn't even want to be involved or whatever, but he going to respect his mama. He going to get punched in the throat. Moving forward. And then Miss Muppet, eating her curds, or trying to. She going to go, Cookie looks up, and she said, Lord, and thank you for your many blessings. And I was kind of like, not with them on this, but she was like, you know, and she basically said blessings and to stop the whole, this little, keeping her little holes from having people to follow people and this and that and other, letting her know that she knew. Like, Lord, I thought she was going to say, Lord, thank you for not letting me snatch every wave out of her head. Thank you, Jesus. You know, which would have been wrong all the way around the board, but still, she got it in. Lucious is looking at whatever. What nothing Miss Honey Cabbage could say, because whatever you say about her being old or whatever, baby, he still accommodates her. And ain't nowhere in the world under normal circumstances, honey, if you are the lady of the house and you normally sit there, and even though, like you said, she been in there and she may not know, she know a little bit more than you think she know. But one thing about it, honey, we know that you had to go down there and sit next to daddy, baby. You all but had to go sit in the room with the cook. I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to understand. So after they eating shit, they go in and she's like, he wants to play a song and I want y'all to hear this song. And of course, Lucious is being ridiculous about it. They all go in there. They all sit, and y'all know the devil's there with the crazy husband. And the one that can't stand his mama that I can't stand, he's there with the broad he been chasing after of. And with that being said, honey, did y'all see how, what's her name, baby? Oh, Lord, I'm so mad I can't remember her name right now. No, the model. Naomi Campbell walked in, honey. She come in to play the game, honey. And as he was sitting and looking and doing what he's doing, and on his phone, he got little Miss Muppet, you know, little Miss Minnie. We're going to call her Minnie, sitting next to him. He looks at her and she's sitting there. She's like, give me a dirty belly martini. And I'm like, what kind of wrong shit is that? But I'm like, okay, bitch, get your drink. You know, and I'm like, she's coming in order to try to get old dude groomed so that he can take over the shit. But he's so stupid, he's going to fall for it. And we just going to watch this shit just, you know, hash out. We just going to see how that shit go because his dumb ass is going to do it. Anywho, so the son that I really like, he begins to play this song. You know, Lucious had already said just snide remarks. He's being angry when his lover or his boyfriend, wife, whichever, came up and said, thank you for inviting me. That son of a bitch said, I didn't invite you. She did. You dirty, filthy motherfucker. That's why your ass got Parkinson's or whatever you got. Itching ass bitch. Ooh, I can't stand his character. Not him, but the character. Remember, I'm speaking to the character in the show. That's why your ass got what you got. Treat that man like that, you ornery son of a bitch. Okay. He starts playing and I'm like, okay, you better get it, boo. And you know, y'all, I don't know why, but the whole time, I guess I'm feeling Cookie because that's exactly how I would be. And when Brent be at the balls doing his thing, I'd be like, you better dip, baby. You better hand performance. You better. I be catching the dip and all that, honey. And I dare somebody to say something, let alone his sperm donor daddy. I'm just saying. I wish you would utter one word. And it just pisses me off. And it hurts me to see that he wants his daddy's love and this and that and other. Y'all, that part of the storyline just too close to home for me. And he's playing. And Lucious realizes that that's the song that old dude wrote for her. And she's like, you know, as he's singing it and like, you know, and then asks, you go to see him, you and him got together or whatever. Why does it concern you? You got little Miss Muffet sitting there. Give her some little Miss Muffet. Give her some curves and waves, honey. Spackle some gel on the waves, honey. Get her together. So he gets through and he's like, see, that would be a great song for John Legend. And he gets up and says, that's my song. I bought it from him. You know, and then his son is like, you know what? And she gets up and said, what happened to you? You did like he's the devil. He is the devil. What happened? Oh, Jesus. Y'all, the American Horror Stories, I can't. Okay. He's like, I own that song. And then his son's like, I don't need your approval. And tells her, don't worry about it. Don't bother with him. Don't, you know what I'm saying? And he lets his ass have it. He says, come on, baby, let's go. Okay, so he leaves. And I'm like, that's right, baby. You're going to make it without him. And he checks his ass and reads his ass boots and lets him know that I'm going to be way better at it than you. And when I found out that you had it, but you just couldn't quite pull it together, I was like, you better read his ass dust. And he did. And then his brother's like, don't leave. You know, and they still have a relationship. I'm just going to hate to see them fall out. Okay, now... let's see what else. Somewhere in the middle of that, honey, the detective then came. The early part of it, honey, and then went to Lucious and let him know that they had a break in the case, honey. The detective then got the shit showing that his ass has been, the guy that was on the street was like, no, that's him. That's the lion. And so the detective is on his boots. And y'all, I'm telling y'all, that other dude, I believe, Miss New York Undercover, I believe he was in that car because it seemed to me like, I don't know why I feel like I seen Lucious get out of, you know, the passenger side or whatever. I don't know, but we're going to see how that plays out. But honey, you better get good nervous. Now, Cookie done already said something is rattling you. You know, she's already kind of feeling something ain't right. Okay, now, and let me go to this part about the girl in the beginning who was singing a song up on the stage and her cousin comes talking about you going to treat them better than this. He's like, well, let's go out to my trailer and talk. He beat his ass. And that's when Cookie's talking to him and, you know, this and that and other and telling him, you know, she's feeling him, asking him about what was going on and what's going to happen with the funeral and stuff like that. He went in there and beat his ass. And what did he think he was going to get? And I guess he thought because didn't nobody come in there but Lucious that he wouldn't bust him upside his head. But you got what the fuck you got. Because you went in there with a whole bunch of lip. Not that I like Lucious because I don't like nothing about Lucious. Anywho, so we have that. Then we had a scene that pissed me off more than anything. When Lucious went to his son's house, the one that escaped. And he's down there. And he got whatever he got and this and that and other. And his son tells him, he's like, I keep telling you, it's not that I don't love you. I just didn't have no girl and this and that and other. I don't understand you and blah, blah, blah. And old dude was like, Don't look back there, honey, because that's where we have the gay sex. I wish I would have been up there in the throes. And he has an emotional period where he said he was like, I'm trying to toughen you up because this world will eat you up. He was like, that's what you used to tell me when you beat me, when you was doing this. And he's, you know, basically telling him, that's it, I'm not doing it no more. You know, and of course, he's in his apartment or whatever. And he tells him how he feels and he says, well, good speech in this apartment that, you know, basically he paid for. And he's like, baby, pack your stuff. He throws the keys at his feet. And, you know, it's like, Lucious is like, well, I'm going to leave it here because you're going to need it. He was like, no, I'm not. He's really going to leave and he's not coming back. And as he left, Lucious was like, yeah, you're going to need it. You know, you just as ornery as they come. It's just all it is to it. And y'all, that part right there just ate me alive. It did. Because I would never, I don't care. I don't care. There is no scenario where I would ever allow some shit like that. Okay. I mean that. It just hurt me. And then when it was out there, he was like, where we gonna go? And he was like, we'll find somewhere. Like, he don't know. What you mean you don't know? You gonna go to Cookie's house. You gonna go to your mama and you gonna let you get there and get somewhere and get your head right. And then I'm gonna need Cookie to have her motherfucking boxing gloves on and be ready to clean his head. I need her with a hot skillet and bust him upside the back of his head. Not upside the back, in the front, in his face, hot, straight out the stove, baby. I'm serious, because that just ticked me off. Just the whole scene and how that's going. And, oh, it's just ticking me off, y'all. It's just getting on my nerves. So, y'all, that's the gist of it for me. If I left something out, y'all let me know. But add that shit in. But I'm just extra emotional about that shit. I don't appreciate it and I don't accept it in any fucking form. None. At all. So y'all matter here. Y'all leave y'all thoughts below. You know, and let me ask this question, because I did read a blog where it was like, is it okay to say the F-bomb and other things, derogatory statements on this show? Is it okay? Are people saying it's okay because one of the writers is a gay man or whatever the case may be? You know, is it okay? You know, and it was kind of asking people in the LGBT community. And as I looked at comments, and this one comment stood out to me and said, I don't give a damn in what context you say it. I don't care if it's another gay man. He better not call me the F-bomb. If he do, it's going down. You know, and I understand that, but I also seen where other people were like, well, he's writing this just, you know, he's putting this in. This was part of his life. You know what I'm saying? And people was like, they understood that. But on the flip side, it is kind of, you know, the whole, you know, and when I said what I said, just to let y'all know what was going on the show, I do not subscribe to any of that shit. And I would feel some kind of motherfucking way if somebody said this shit and I heard it to mine. You know, but I don't know. You know, I feel like he has the right to write about it because that is his story, but it still does kind of hurt, I guess, in a way, the community, you know. And I guess it's, I don't know. I don't know. And he has the right to that, but I do understand how people, you know, would feel a certain kind of way about that. I see both sides, you know. But I do believe he has the right to do that, you know, but it's still touchy, though. I don't know. Y'all tell me y'all thoughts on that. I'm out. Much love.